First thing is a very happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Before I make any formal introductions of the presentation party, I'd just like to thank Father Joe. Wonderful celebration mass. Maybe do a quick mention to the hymn, the last hymn. I'm sure if there was a top 20 hymns, that would be number one for quite a number of weeks. Back on my neck, are still standing. It's always good to come back to St. Pat's. It's always good to come home to St. Pat's. So firstly, introductions. And if I may, I'll start with my own branch. With me this morning, our St. Patrick's Branch Committee, our Treasurer Stuart MacLeod, our Vice Chair Ronnie MacLeod, our Secretary Gordon McKinley. Other committee members include Robert Devine, our very own, Alan Gallagher, Stephen McPhillips, Edward Duffy, Robert Henderson, and Alan Dudgeon. I'm also very pleased to say we have a great number of our branch members here this morning. Thanks for turning up, lads, especially after last night. We were at our St. Patrick's night last night, so a few sore heads this morning. Although we're a relatively young branch, or maybe as we'd like to think, a resurrected branch, our current membership stands at 170, which isn't bad. Not bad since we started in 2000 with 5 members. So that's not bad to reach 170 within 3 years. That should be 2010. Our membership is from all over Edinburgh, and it's really great to see so many of them here today. But of course, with the famous branch name of St. Patrick's and the help of our great website, we also have members from all over the UK and indeed all over the world. From Sunderland to Christchurch, New Zealand. And although I can't see the guy from New Zealand here, I'm sure the guy from Sunderland is here. We also have some of our European members present today, all the way from Groningen in the Netherlands. These guys joined our branch after a long friendship with our Secretary Gordon. With a number of football visits back and forth across the channel, they are now proudly out-of-town members of St. Patrick's Branch. These guys and ladies actually arrived on Friday to enjoy the full St. Patrick's weekend, taking in the game. I learnt last night from the Groningen guys, they also support the team Groningen F.C, whose colours of course are green and white. And better still, the team play their games in Plaque. They obviously get our national members. Our branch is also very proud to be affiliated to the Hibernian Supporters Association. I'm delighted to say that they accepted our invite to join us today. The association are represented today by Chair Mike Riley, General Secretary James Walker, and Treasurer Colin Rich. Along with the other members of the association, all proudly wearing their green blazers this morning. I think it's maybe the green blazers that got us home last night actually, so well done. Our branch is also thrilled and absolutely delighted to be joined here today by Hibernian Football Club representatives. The club chairman, Mr. Rod Petrie, directors, Amanda Jones, Brian Houston, Colin McNeil, Bruce Langham, director and club secretary Gary O'Hagan, and club PR advisor David Forsyth, along with, of course, the manager, Mr. Pat Fenlon. There are many others here today, all members of the extended Hibernian family, so it's a welcome and it's good to see you all. And after all, there is not a lot else happening in the football diary today. However, in the tradition of leaving the best to last, also here is our very own branch patron, Hibernian legend, former Hibs captain and manager, and great-great-grandnephew of Michael Whelahan, Mr. Patrick Gordon Stanton. If you know your history, you will know we are here today to make a wee bit more history. Hibernian Football Club was born within this parish on the 6th of August 1975. It was 1875. Also enjoying myself as a grassroots It was Hannan, the commemorates of Plaque, just adjacent, when approached by a young Michael Whelahan to start a football team, eventually agreed on the name of Hibernian. The purpose of Hibernian was to keep the young working class poor of the parish, mostly Irish immigrants, off the streets and out of trouble, to give them a focus. I don't think he would have ever envisaged how the birth of that football club would have evolved. And of course, as we know, it did evolve. And for us all, it is, and always will be, the best football club the world has ever seen. Our branch belief that 130 years later we should continue to keep those historic values in focus. A branch made up from the same working class roots, some who may have links with St Patrick's past or present, some who have links with this old town, the Plaque boys, the Cowgate, some who have no particular link to the church or area, all of different faiths and some of no faith, but all know their history and believe we should keep that history alive. Our hope is to continue making Hibernian a focus point for the same young working class and poor today, as well as the new immigrants. And just like the Irish back in 1875, not always welcomed by some, but proud to say every bit is welcomed by us. Having a small but great example, the branch recently got involved in the Kits for Kids initiative, which I know the club also supports. The branch individual members managed to provide some season tickets, which went, of all places, to the Cowgate Youth Project. Within the boundaries of the parish, I think both Hannan and Michael Whelahan would have looked down with a smile on their face, a true parallel to the past, and hopefully one we can and will continue to support. Before progressing to the unveiling ceremony, I'd like to invite a few words from our guests. Firstly, Mike Riley, Chairman of the Hibernian Supporters Association. Mike.
Thanks, Dougie. Well, it's an honour to be here, I can assure you. I'll go on two veils. One, history. History is a great thing. And to have this plaque, just from there, to have that here, to commemorate what it's all about and what we've achieved over the years is absolutely tremendous, and it says a lot for the St Pat's branch to have organised all this and got there. And again, I thank them for inviting me here. I would just like to talk about St Pat's branch just for a wee minute. I'll not keep this long. They are our youngest branch, and they've came into the club, what can I say, quite storming into the club. They've done really well. It's a marvellous achievement to have 107 members in such a short spell. They've been a breath of fresh air as far as I'm concerned, and all the trustees feel the same as well, for to have them in the club. And I hope they go from strength to strength. And thanks very much for inviting me. Thank you.
As people introduced, we're also very privileged to have both Hibernian manager, Mr. Hannan, and Chairman of Hibernian, Rod Peasley. I know these guys are extremely busy, and therefore they're delighted that we both accepted our invitation. Also bringing along, as he did, club representatives, a good number of directors here today. I'll now invite a few words from Hibernian Football Chairman, Mr. Rod Peasley.
Thanks, Douglas. Members of the St Patrick's Parish, Chairman and members of the St Patrick's branch of Hibernian supporters, and members of the wider Hibernian family and fellow guests. It's my pleasure to be here today as Chairman of Hibernian Football Club, together with members of the board of directors and our manager, to witness the unveiling of this plaque. which commemorates the founding of the Hibernian Football Club in 1875. 138 years later, the Hibernian Football Club is one of the leading professional football clubs in Scotland. It challenges for honours, not just in Scotland, but in Europe. That is a standing in world football. 2 weeks ago in our city, the Scottish FA hosted the 127th annual general meeting of the International Football Association Board. In the margins of that meeting, Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, the governing body of world football, told me his first memories of the Hibernian Football Club, of Eddie Turnbull and the other members of the famous five forward line, and the importance of our club. As Douglas has explained, it all started here. The club was born out of the church and born out of its community. A club born out of poverty, born out of unemployment, and born out of human struggle. It faced up to all of those challenges. In the early years, Hibernian played challenge matches and used the money raised from those matches to help the needy. This model was copied by others, and at one time there were 42 clubs called Hibernian throughout Scotland. The last one to drop the name Hibernian was the club we now know as Dundee United in 1923. Success on the pitch came early, winning the Scottish Cup in 1887 and then becoming unofficial world champions by defeating Preston North End Invincibles later that year. However, the financial problems followed and the club was suspended from football in 1891. At the meeting on the 21st of October 1892, the Hibernian Football Club was resurrected as a non-sectarian club open to all. The vision of Philip Farmer and his brother John Farmer and a committee of 12 good men and 5 office bearers secured the ground at Easter Road, a place back within the football family, and inspired a family member to do it all over again 100 years later. Today, the club's equity charter states that the Hibernian Football Club will not tolerate racist, sectarian, sexist or bigoted harassment or other discriminatory behaviour, and we will work to confront it and eliminate it from Scottish football. And today too you will find the Hibernian Football Club embedded within its community. Through its community foundation, Hibernian seeks to promote learning, improve health and enhance opportunity. There is a dedicated learning centre at Easter Road Stadium which provides learning modules in conjunction with Edinburgh College. And under a Hibernian Fit Fans programme, supporters lost a total of 216 kilograms in weight and a combined total of 6 metres round their waists.
I was born in this parish years ago to a Hibernian family. I was born in Craig Miller, so I was the same age as me. But I think, you know, on St Patrick's Day, my dad was still here, on St Patrick's Day in St Pat's, his Patrick was doing this. It's, for me, it's terrific, it really is. It's, you couldn't have written this, you know. But think that I'm here, I've got my brothers as well, but I'm here to do this. And it's part of the history of the city, you know. Like, Hibs one that founded the Eskimos. You know, they were founded with young people with the help of the parish priest here all those years ago. And so it's right that we don't forget our history. It's only part of our history, there's other things going on. But for me to be standing here today, I'm absolutely chuffed. Thank you very much. Just before that, there's a car in the car park blocking somebody's car just to the side porch here, I've just been told, so if your car's out there, just watch that. But I can just move everybody back from the plaque and I'll ask Pat to unveil the pool. Just pull it. once you do get a chance to see the plaque, you'll see it's set in a base of Connemara marble, similar again to the existing Hannan plaque. This famous Lucky Irish quarried stone was first cut as part of one of the original altars within the chapel here. The specific piece of stone is undoubtedly over 150 years old, and further historic privilege linked to the origins of the founders. Probably unlike the Irishman last Sunday, you will, probably unlike the linesman last Sunday, you'll eventually get to see it. I hope the plaque is admired for years to come. I believe we're now going to have a wee glass of wine and
let the folk with wee cameras out there and let them take it.
Give me your camera.
It's to get the face on. I've got one sideways.
Here you are, you go round here. Jimmy, go.
In your way.
Thanks, Pat.
Oh yeah, no problem at all.
Yes.
Yes, no problem at all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got plenty of that.